Today we saw the markets continue the bullish action they began yesterday, and today's GDP data was a non-issue, and that is good. I've been calling for the everything rally, a big relief rally in the middle of this bear market, and I think that we can now safely say we are in that corrective rally, and we are going to see a strong move higher as short positions as the bears get wrecked. We have SPY, IWM, VIX, and AMC pulled up on the daily time scale, and you can just see very easily that SPY and IWM are setting new highs, and I think that those charts are as good as they look. They're fantastic. I love it. And SPY is actually moving higher in after hours right now too, and that's undoubtedly because of the news we got from Amazon that they're expecting higher third quarter earnings based on Prime subscriptions, and also that Apple seems to be impervious to recession conditions. So those are two things that could really push the markets higher because those are mega caps. They're going to move big money around, and I am excited to see what the markets do tomorrow on Friday. I think it's gonna be a great day. Now, VIX, the fear index, finding a new low is also a big deal because this confirms that, guess what? VIX is not going to come up and regain this uptrend anytime soon. The VIX is going to go crashing down, I think. AMC is not enjoying the same bullish action, forming a high wave candle today on the daily, meaning that there's a really, really tall wick and a really, really tall tail. It's a candle of indecision, and this actually forms the corrective bounce that I thought I was calling for on Monday. Unfortunately, it does interrupt this vertical run down recovery bounce, which is awful, by the way. So let's go ahead and open up the flexible grid and have a look. This is what Amazon's doing right now in after hours, closing at 122 on the day, but trading at 138 after hours. This is an incredible push higher. This is going to have a big impact on the open tomorrow morning. So pre-market's going to be important, and then the open's going to be wild. And it's a Friday, right? It's a Friday. It's expiration on weekly contracts. So yeah, it could be really wild. Tomorrow could be a really fun day to be trading. So I'm going to open up Apple next because we also had some great news there, and there you go. There you go. This is another great chart. That's crazy. After hours, also very high. This is where I wanted to pull up this page on earnings flags. It's a page on Bulkowski's website, thepowerinsight.com, and he talks about how he analyzes the market's reactions to earnings. So there's some really good information here. I'm not going to go through any of it, but these are specifically flags formed from earnings, not just flags in general, but earnings flags. So if you want to check that out, go ahead. Thepowerinsight.com. That's Bulkowski's website, and Bulkowski is kind of the center of my analysis. But I do also want to bring up what I had up before, which is this page. These are my premium subscribers. Yes, the CAPIVI ION subscribers, they get a lot more charts, and they have access to a private channel in my Discord. If you want those things, if you like the analysis, if you like the channel, if you want to support me, sign up. It's $1.99 a month, and you get more content. And I really do appreciate these people a ton because, well, I have what I was looking for when it comes to YouTube. Like, I don't need to do this anymore because I have the community that I was looking for. I do. I wanted to find people with whom I could trade and talk with and do analysis with and collaborate with on analysis. And now I have those people. It's wonderful. I love my Discord community. You guys are awesome. And thanks to the CAPIVI ION subscribers, this motivates me to stay here and continue to make this content because it is a lot of effort. It's like 87 degrees in here, guys. That's why my shirt's off. It's freaking hot. It's hot. I want to take a nap, but you know what? I'm gonna do some analysis. So I'm gonna scroll through here. These are my CAPIVI ION subscribers. Thank you very much, everybody. There's a lot of you, so I'm not gonna read you. I'm gonna scroll through. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Be sure to follow him on YouTube. He does videos every once in a while. This guy's scanner picks are nuts. You've got to follow him in the Discord because it's incredible. Just give it time. And yes, here we go. There's, I think, 37 people now. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so that's enough of that. Okay, Cap. No one cares. No one cares, Cap. Well, I care. Let's talk about AMC. That's what everybody likes to talk about the most, right? So let's go ahead and look at the 1 minute chart. I wasn't even looking at AMC today. I haven't traded it in like a week. I know, it's nuts, right? It's because I'm chasing American Eagle Outfitters. And we'll talk about that in a little bit too. But first, let's go ahead and just review what's going on in AMC. I was expecting a little push higher, up to that 1476 level, and sure enough, that's pretty much what happened. We had the price open, overshoot it, and swing around there, finding a corrective bounce towards that 1476, then, you know, kind of listing off towards the end of the day. This doesn't look necessarily very bullish to me. It does look like a reversal here initially. I think that the open is going to be a big signal. I think, you know, there's an uptrend through here to watch. So if the price does dive below 1450 with momentum, watch out because you're probably going to go down lower. But if you do move above 1476, you're probably going to find a lot of resistance at this peak at 1530. I wouldn't be surprised to see the price close at near 1450 this week. That's what Exoplanetary's options chain analysis was suggesting. It's not Max Payne. I like Exo's analysis better than Max Payne personally. So 1450, I'm thinking, and that would just be kind of a shallow meh blah move for AMC. Let's go ahead and open up the daily chart, and I'll show you what I see there. Delete. And daily time frame opened. So I think that we're in just a corrective triangle, and it's backwards, which is super annoying. And this is a triangle definitively because of these three waveforms. There's these triangles. They always form their waves in three, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and I was hoping for 3 to come up here, but probably not. Probably not. This count's probably bad, and what we're really going to see is a push down to this blue trend line at 1350 before seeing if the price bounces or not. And if it doesn't bounce, that's so bad. If it doesn't bounce, you're looking for a new test of that 970 low, I think. Not great. I know. It's not great. And I don't know what to think about AMC anymore. I really don't. This rally and this push higher, like, honestly, for me, if there's not a short squeeze here as the markets are pushing higher, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. My confidence will be shaken. So GME is sporting a rounding bottom, I think, with this ridiculous heave in the middle of it. I think that's a heave and a rounding bottom, and it's a little disconcerting because the price is also kind of moving through a rising wedge. Right? It's currently still holding on to its uptrend, so that's good. However, I would be cautious with GameStop as well. Yeah, it's like, ooh, AMC and GME. Okay, but if you do like high short interest stocks, look at American Eagle Outfitters. They're making money, and their stock has already crashed. This is huge dump down. And now as the dust settles, I think what we're seeing is, well, okay, this gap here. Let me tell you about this gap. This gap formed because the Bank of America analyst released a hit piece. They downgraded American Eagle Outfitters pre-market and sent the stock crashing down. As the markets opened, though, the price recovered, huge high volume event, and now we see the price jump back up. I said when this happened that this gap could fill because this is ridiculous. And then we have this massive green candle, and now we have this massive follow through too. Do you want to see what this looks like on the 1 minute chart? Here you go. This is American Eagle Outfitters on the 1 minute chart, 2 days. That is incredible. You wish AMC and GME were doing that, don't you? But there's something different about the short interest in American Eagle Outfitters than AMC and GME. Now, before that big gap down because of the Bank of America analyst report, the stock was hard to borrow. That means that short sellers were having a hard time locating shares to borrow in order to short and well, to short. my train of thought just crane rash. Anyway, so the day after, the stock suddenly became easy to borrow. So the demand to short the stock disappeared. And what happened? The price started to rally. So I'm thinking that the 23% short interest in American Eagle Outfitters might take 6.5 days to cover. and we're starting to move through that process. So I think that it's possible we could see a short squeeze in American Eagle Outfitters, and it may have already begun. I'm going to drop some trend lines down, and you tell me what you think in the comments below. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw a true external trend line, and that means that this line doesn't overwrite the price at all. It's just a clean trend line, no piercings through it at all. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the last point at which the price encounters that trend, and then draw another trend line down. And this one's going to kind of cut off the wick back here. It's going to be a little less stringent. All right, probably right there. That's good. And then I'm gonna draw one more right at that touch point and come down. And as you can see, these downtrends kind of give us these big ranges. So if the price can make an incredible push out of and above these levels, it's likely to continue traveling to the next level. I'm going to put some levels of support and resistance at prior valleys. That's something Bulkowski does. He says, hey, at prior valleys, expect resistance. Okay, so let's just do that. We have some here. We got one there. And we've got one here. Okay, and then we're going to zoom in. We're going to zoom in to about there, and we're going to say, hey, let's find a chart pattern. So I'm just going to start connecting dots. I'm going to connect those two highs there, and I'm going to make this a different color so it's a little more legible. Save as default. Okay, and then I'm going to start connecting these lows if I can. I think kind of through there is good. That looks good. Does that look good? We kind of got the bottom of this red candle, cut off the tail of this green candle, went from its open. Almost got a touch point there, but it's not really a significant candle if you really think about it. I think this push down, that makes a better point to mark a trend. And this wick, we're going to cut that wick out, use the open and close of these two candles, and what you have is a falling wedge. So now what you're looking at is a chart with a falling wedge, and you have this incredible push up, this massive response to this gap, which has basically now filled. And what I'm looking for is actually bullish continuation, and there is some overhead resistance right here at around $12, $12.25. And what I'm really looking for is to see what the price does at that level, because if it can make a big push up and out, we could see the price soar to $13.50 in a single day, and that could happen on Friday. If American Eagle Outfitters pushes to $13.50 tomorrow, I'm going to call this a short squeeze. I don't know if it's a short squeeze right now, I really don't, but if it does make this big impressive move, that's what I'm going to call it, because the demand to short the stock, I think, has left the building, and I think that we're in a big relief rally in the middle of the bear market. Things are adding up, especially if we are, quote, in a recession. That's, quote, good, because that's what the Fed's been trying to do to bring prices down, to provide relief to the consumer. So if the slowdown in the economy helps the consumer long term, then that means the consumer will have more money to spend in the future on things like clothing, right? And I think that what we actually see in the American Eagle Outfitters earnings is that these things tend to lag a little bit. So let me just explain what I'm talking about. So American Eagle Outfitters did actually report 2 earnings losses in 2020, right? And then they came back up, right? At 35 cents per share, 39 cents per share, 48 cents per share, 60 cents per share, 76 cents per share. Okay, so the earnings per share were going up, and the price actually peaked in the middle of the year. So we had 2 quarters of increasing earnings per share, but the price already began to turn down because the price leads the earnings, because the earnings are delayed. And you have analysts making forecasts that are forward-looking. And so what happens is there's this lag. There's this lag between the data and the price action. And right now, I think the price action is turning around because the consumer is going to be okay. That now is the time for smart money to get out of the way, because guess what? The markets are turning around. And I think that we're going to have a great time for at least a few months. And I'll be watching this stock very, very closely. Now, I have had this pulled up at the top right corner because I forget about it all the time. I'm like, oh yeah, I have this webpage open. I want to talk about Bulkowski's earning flags. This is an event pattern. It's different than a normal flag. Read this page, thepatternSite.com. This is Bulkowski's website, thepatternSite.com. Amazon, Apple, you got a lot of earnings coming out. And so these kinds of flags could be showing up all over the place. This page could be a great place. This page could be a great place to get information. I say place and place. Okay, nonetheless, so I wanted to say thank you to my premium subscribers. If you like the analysis, if you like the channel, if you want to support me, please hit join below. If you're not on a desktop, you might have to go to a desktop, but the CAPIVI ION subscription is $1.99 a month, and it just supports me. It helps motivate me to stay on the channel. It's 87 degrees inside my house right now. I would rather be asleep or outside. But my CAPIVI ION subscribers, they keep me here. So let's go ahead and scroll through the list. You can see yourself. This is your shout out. There's currently 37 people, and I thank you deeply. These people are keeping me here on YouTube producing this content, so thank them. If you like the videos, hit subscribe, hit like, do whatever. I'm gonna take like 10 because sometimes I just don't know what's going on, like. Anyway, thank you all. Did I get through everybody? There we go. Happy trading.